watching this and then silently judging it. I'm quiet.
Hello, my name is Hunter Hankins. The average American nearly throws away nearly 5 pounds of trash, most of it which ends up in landfills, rivers, and oceans, where it can remain for hundreds of years. The choices we make every day may seem small and insignificant, but together they have a huge impact on the health of our planet. Today, I want to talk about sustainable living practices. Environmental issues such as pollution, overflowing landfills, and the overuse of natural resources continue to affect the communities across the country. Many of these problems can be reduced if communities encourage sustainable living practices. Sustainable living means making choices that protect the environment while meeting the needs of people today without harming future generations. According to Chen and colleagues, community sustainability brings together environmental protection, natural resources conservation, and community well-being, showing that community plays an important role in creating a more sustainable future. After researching this topic, I discovered that communities that promote sustainable living practices can reduce waste, and conserve natural resources, and improve the health of both people and the environment. Today, I will explain the environmental problems our communities face and why sustainable living is important. Then I will discuss the practical solutions communities can implement to become more sustainable. Finally, I will explain how their actions can improve our environment and why each of us should help make a difference. First, let's examine the environmental problems facing our communities today. One major issue is that many communities do not have a consistent way to measure sustainability. According to Machine, communities face growing environmental problems, but there is no clear or standardized way to evaluate sustainability. This makes it difficult for local government to measure issues such as pollution, resource depletion, and plastic waste. The contaminants in rivers, lakes, and oceans without reliable measurement, it becomes much harder to know which environmental programs are actually making a change. Another growing concern is that we are using natural resources faster than they can replace them. Chen explains that global resource extraction has grown rapidly. Ecosystems cannot regenerate quickly enough to keep up. We can see this in many forests such as Amazon, which are being cut down faster than they can regrow. Many populations are being harvested faster than they can reproduce. Groundwater is being pumped from underground aquifers faster than nature can reproduce. Fossil fuels, coals, oils, and natural gases are being consumed much faster than they can naturally form. Increasing rates while intensive farming continues to degrade soil faster than it can naturally recover. Unfortunately, many people still do not participate in these sustainable living habits. According to Fassir, even when communities provide recycling programs and environmental education, people fail to change their daily behaviors. Recycling participation often remains low. Households continue wasting food, water, and electricity, and sustainability programs frequently lead to only small changes instead of long-term lifestyle improvements. Measuring real behavior changes is difficult because many studies rely on reported information instead of directly observing people's behaviors. If these problems continue, future generations will even face greater environmental challenges. Pollution will continue to rise as communities grow. Natural resources such as clean water, fertile land, and fossil fuels will become increasingly limited of overuse and poor management. Climate-related problems such as extreme weather and environmental degradation will place even greater pressure on future societies. So what can we do? Communities can encourage sustainable living through several practical actions. The first solution is expanding waste and reducing programs and production programs. Communities can educate residents and children about reducing waste, recycling properly, and reducing materials instead of simply throwing them away. Teaching these habits early can create lifelong environmental responsibility. Second, communities should promote energy and waste conservation. People can switch to energy efficient lighting, reduce unnecessary electrical use, and unplug electronics when they are not in use. Water conservation is important. Something as simple as making a quick shower instead of a long bath can save many gallons of water every day. Another important solution is supporting community gardens and local food communities. Gardens provide fresh fruit and vegetables while reducing transportation pollution because because food does not have to travel long distance by our truck and gardens. Also help people understand where food comes from, and by protecting natural resources is so important. Now imagine what our community could look like if more people practice sustainable living. Our neighborhoods would become cleaner and healthier. According to France, there would be less litter and pollution would improve both the appearance and safety of our communities. Cleaner air and cleaner water would improve public health and reduce environmental stress on residents. Sustainable programs would increase communities' awareness and involvement, and local recycling programs, gardens, and conservation projects become more visual. More people would become informed about environmental issues and motivated to participate in environmental friendly activities. Protecting the environment would become part of everyday life instead of something practiced by only a few individuals. Natural resources would also be protected. Conserving energy and water would reduce waste, and wildlife habitats would have a better opportunity to survive. Most importantly, future generations would inherit a cleaner and healthier environment because of these choices we made today. Communities could also save money through reduced energy and the waste management costs. In conclusion, environmental problems continue to threaten our communities, but sustainable living offers practical solutions by expanding recycling programs, conserving energy and water, supporting community gardens, and increasing environmental education. Communities can reduce pollution and protect natural resources. I encourage each of you to begin practicing sustainable habits in your daily lives and to support local programs and to promote environmental conservation. Small actions by many can create lasting changes. Together we can help build a cleaner and healthier communities and leave a better environment for future generations.